Carmelo Anthony done made enough money, bro. He rich.
It's all about
I
that
don't
bag.
I don't want to see a great player go out like a lame. I don't want to see him as a 12th man on the bench not getting no tick. I don't want to see him in China. I don't want to see him in the big three right now. And a little bit, Chris, I do, but not right now because it's gonna look like, oh, he needed the big three. B Shaw, bro, you are one of a successful person in a corporation, bro. You run a fucking business. If somebody called you and was like, hey, I want you to come be a waiter, I would not want you to do it, bro. I would want you to wait until you got the right opportunity. Melo
I,
need to
I respect
retire.
that.
Hey, real quick, real
Oh,
quick. Hey, y'all, it's hot. Welcome to the Sports Club Podcast. We already got started, so y'all already see who's with me. If you don't know the names by now, B Shaw, you with us?
What's up, y'all?
Yo, tell them how to catch you on your gaming, how to
Hey,
get a
man.
hold of you.
Loose_cannon, KANNONN. Follow me on Twitch.
You already know Chris. Tell them what's up.
Hey, what's good with your people? And if you following B Shaw on Twitch and watching this right now and need a mortgage loan after you done made all that money, holla at your boy.
You already know. Sean, tell them what's up.
hey man, follow B Shaw on Twitch, man. I watched they gaming about some shit I ain't never even know about. It was super dope, man. Y'all go watch that shit.
Right now, for real
Black and
though.
Miles, before we get started. Black and Miles, what's up, man?
Hey, Black and Miles, Swishers, the Texans, the Cowboys, whatever B Shaw on. B Shaw, give him Clouds. Shout out to Cloud and he's gaming too. Give him Clouds.
Shout out to
Hey,
my nigga James Harden.
Harden, Charlie.
Hey, San Antonio Spurs. Hey, somebody should bring your boys out. Sports
Miller.
Club, all about Texas.
Miller
Y'all follow-
Lite,
Y'all
Bud
follow
Light.
Cloud9 Gaming, Twitch.
Oh yeah. Also, before we get started, you need to follow Russ J GTD Gaming on Twitch and follow Sports Plug GTD on IG. Sports Plug Rusty on what's that? That Twitter bird and
Follow on everything.
on everything. I know they do
Hey,
shooting
wait.
game. I win ships. I'm talking about the Madden, the 2K. I
Hey.
got the sickest highlights on the net. What you got?
Hey,
for 'em?
before you follow anybody, before you do any of this stuff, hit that subscribe button. One
Yeah,
time. Ding, ding, ding.
and hit that bell so we can get that ding. But we were just getting kicked off, y'all. Y'all was talking about it. We get back into it. We're gonna jump it off because the NBA is not going on, but it's still around. Joe Johnson won the MVP for the Big Three. Shout out Joe Johnson. For all y'all, for all y'all that think I'm over here searing and hot, I wish Beach would get me like some steam coming off my head, off this chili bowl. But nah, good for Joe Johnson. You heard what Sean had to say about Melo. I think it's sad that both these niggas got to play in a Big Three or anything to try to get back in the league when obviously they got some skills. Can Amari Stoudemire get a job?
Can I address that real quick, bro?
I don't
go ahead.
understand. Oh, go ahead.
My fault, B Shaw.
Nah.
So this is what I was saying before,
Nigga, you
trying
cutting
to
me?
this is what I was trying to tell Chris. Yeah, I'm making tacos, man. I got to feed the people.
It's
So,
Taco Wednesday. Hey.
so listen,
Don't sound the
this is
same.
my thing, bro. We got to stop assuming that people need something. Joe Johnson, Carmelo Anthony, and Amari Stoudemire are all in different positions. Amari Stoudemire got 4 kids, had 2 side babies, and getting a divorce. He needs to be back in the league. Joe Johnson, the 3rd highest paid player in the last 15 years in the NBA. He was playing Big Three just because he likes to play basketball. He getting a tryout just because they're like, hey, we want to bring in extra bodies. He don't need to be in the NBA. Carmelo Anthony don't need to be in the NBA. I want to see him retire and say, hey, I'm going to go play in the Big Three because I like to play. Not because I need to play and I want to show people I can play. Just because I want to have some fun. It's a big difference. Men watching this, don't ever settle for less than what you're worth, man. I'd rather walk away from something
Know your worth.
before I say, I hated to see Tracy McGrady sitting on the end of the bench with San Antonio Spurs. You know what I'm saying? And so, Chris, I see your point 100%. Melo go to the Big Three and kill. I agree. But let me tell you, it come with a caveat. He needs to retire, say he's happy with his career, he's done with the NBA, and just go have fun. Joe Johnson was having fun. He wasn't knocking on NBA doors. He wasn't saying, oh, come play for me. He was just having a good time. He showed out, and they need extra camp bodies, so they called him. And he going to get a check. He don't need no more money.
The best exit to the NBA, I think, in the recent years has been Kobe Bean.
Go out on your own terms, bro. I don't
Kobe,
wanna
Kobe went out when he was ready to go, went out like a G. I mean, he can go back and play in the Big Three, no problem. He'd be held as the supreme god of the Big Three.
Bro,
I'll bet.
Russell, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You a Carmelo Anthony fan, brother. Like, you really love him. And I shit on him at every second. And you get on my ass like you be destroying me. Do you really want to see your favorite player go sit at the end of the fucking bench for a championship? Now, hold on before you answer. All your arguments to me have been he's cold, fuck his playoff record, fuck championships, he's a cold player. So why do Carmelo Anthony fans want to see him go sit on the end of the bench for a chip when a chip don't matter? It don't define his career. He going to the Hall of Fame. He got 3 gold medals. He ain't have to win no playoff games. Niggas like you and other niggas gonna still get on my ass about Melo hate. So wouldn't you want to see the nigga just walk away?
Okay. I like you asked me that question. So first of all, to all the niggas talking down on Melo, I have one message. Eat a buffet of dicks. Now, number 2, I've come to, you know what I'm saying? It's easy to deal with the fact when you know he's blackballed out the league. It's easy to deal with it. Like, it's at that point, he's not getting a job. He's cold. People that say he's not go back and forth with you because, I mean, I talk to you. Most people that say he sucks, I just like walk away from them. There's no point in me arguing with them because they've never seen him ball. I don't want to go see him sit at the end of a bench, but if there's an opportunity for him to go get some valuable minutes with the team, which a lot of people saying he can't, which I'm glad he's not in the league, sitting at the end of the bench, but if he gets a chance, like the Lakers, Blazers, Bulls, someone to play, and he wants to play, let the man play just because, you know, I'm a fan. I like to watch him, but I'm really not here nor there. I just go back and forth with you because it's entertaining. But I'm not really. It's as a diehard Melo fan, it's not even. It's done. Like they don't want to give him a spot like they did AI. And I kind of agree with you. Like at that point, don't sit on the end of a bench. But I do want to see my boy play. But I don't want to see him come back to be like, oh, Melo's here just to see him there. Like
when people like me can stop talking shit about Melo? When he retires. When he retires, his resume automatically exceeds everything. He's a Hall of Famer.
But you know, since 2017, he just ain't been balling. So that's where the
I
2016
agree.
really.
I agree, but I disagree at the same time because
You can't disagree with that.
on one hand, when he wasn't playing as good as we expect him to play
at all. I mean, he wasn't playing good at all.
Bro,
he wasn't.
The day he got cut. No, he couldn't play defense. But the day he got cut, he scored 28 against Brooklyn.
When he left the Knicks, he was not hooping no more. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, well, okay, I disagree with that, but I can't say that.
When did he hoop? What was he like 14 points a game and like 10 points a game?
Bro, he played on the team with Russell Westbrook and Paul George. What you want him to do? Score 30? It was their team. He played on the team with Harden and Chris Paul. He was playing 4th, 5th, 6th wheel. He did what he was asked to do. They didn't ask him to go out there and be Melo of old. As a fan, I know Melo of old is done. My nigga's not scoring 62 in the Garden like ever again.
Then what was his goal then?
His goal is to hoop.
No,
you want to see him hoop valuable minutes.
No, that's not what I'm asking. I'm saying what was his goal? Because if you're not the dude scoring the most or the dude scoring the second most, then you got to be able to play defense, right? We're gonna need you to play defense, and we're gonna need you to play your role.
Not exactly.
That isn't Russell. That's exactly why Carmelo Anthony isn't in the league.
Thank you.
Let me tell you why.
It is true. If you're not going to be that dude, if Harden can get
no, it's not because he wouldn't play D.
Harden can get it.
I know what you're going to say, Sean.
No, it's not.
I know what you're going to say, Sean. It's not because he wouldn't play D, because my nigga said that you can't score 30 every night, and you can't be that dude every night.
Bro,
he'd rather score 30 and lose than score 25 and win.
Go ahead,
Chris. Look, I think the biggest thing that happened with Carmelo and even guys like Joe Johnson, like those dudes are extremely gifted at scoring the basketball. Yes. But the issue is basketball is kind of a young man's game. So teams aren't going to want to pay the bucks that it's required to keep a guy like Melo or to keep a guy like Joe Johnson as they're aging and they're just ISO guys. Like we had Joe Johnson. Catch and shoot was all he was going to do for us. We had Melo. Catch and shoot was all he was going to do for us. And since those dudes aren't great at that, as much as it pains me, because I would tell Sean all the time, man, if Melo could just catch and shoot, he'd be the perfect dude for us.
And what I used to
tell you. The reality is, Sean is right. Dudes, Lion ain't gonna Cheetah ain't gonna change his stripes. Like he is what he is. He's an ISO scorer. Joe Johnson at 50 can go to the big three and they gonna clear out. And yeah, he gonna score. That's what he can do. Like
and on the Rockets and on OKC, And you can say I'm crazy, but Trevor Ariza would have been more valuable than Carmelo.
Absolutely.
Well, that's already a proven point.
But Russell, let me say this, bro.
I'm not here to argue that the nigga he's not going to be able to play that type of defense, but he's a guy that you could put not at this point. OKC and Houston, he's a guy you can put in for a couple minutes to get points. But I agree they try to use him in a way that he wasn't going to be able to be used, and that's just going to be a setup.
Bradshaw made the best point in the world. And this point, the way the teams are building their teams, you got 2 or 3 superstars, and then you have specialists. Like if my son is not 6'3", he's not even gonna be 6 foot probably. I'm gonna teach him how to do one thing really, really, really well. So when you look at something like Kyle Korver, Jared Dudley, Dwight Howard, they got jobs because they are gonna do one thing really, really well. Carmelo Anthony doesn't do anything well but score. And so, and like I told Chris, like I hoop once a week. I can't spot up and shoot. I have to walk into my shot every time. And so if you ask me when I hoop with cold people and I sit in the corner, I be clanking because it's like, shit, I don't like to spot up and shoot. This is not what I do. So I feel like Russell, you made the best point a long time ago. I got a good memory. You said before he went to OKC, I want him to go to like Charlotte and just get buckets. You remember saying that?
Yes.
Which would have been great.
Because
there's nobody else. Yeah, he could have done that in Charlotte. He could have done that, no problem.
No problem.
Could have done that with Chicago. Could have done that.
He couldn't. I agree. There's a lot of places he could have.
I've already told you, Melo doesn't make great decisions, and at this point, it's too late. Like what you said is true. You want to have a certain skill, but when you grow up your whole life and you're like one of the guys that's above everybody, it's hard to transition into just having
That's what
one skill.
I told Chris.
When you've had. You are a starter. What'd you say? You're one of the guys that can do it, like that can lead the team and be the stop of the team, the super cold niggas. When you're one of them and they tell you go from being one of them, Ray Allen's probably one of the only dudes that we really seen be able to go from being the nigga on the squad to just a spot up shooter special.
And Russ,
there's not what people. Al Iverson went out. Gilbert Arenas was done. The list goes on. T-Mac was at the end of a bench.
Like when would probably make it worse. Melo was probably in practice. Dogging them niggas.
Dogging them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's cold. He needs a job. He needs a job. But Chris said it best. The young man's game. The game's played a certain way, and it doesn't fit the way Melo plays if he's not the number one option.
Have more respect for Melo. Melo, if you watch him, brother, retire, live your life. And if y'all watch season 1 of Power, you better go get that Lala back, boy. You tripping.
Yeah.
You better go get that Lala back. That's what you better do. Fuck basketball. Go get that Lala back.
All right. Stop talking about my nigga Melo. This all depressed the mood. That's like we talking at a funeral.
Hey, Lala fine as shit.
Oh my god.
Did y'all see episode 1 of Power?
Come on, bro. Come on.
No, I haven't seen a new season, but I've seen the first 2.
You've seen it.
I've seen Lala every episode with Lala has been my favorite.
Even though it'd be a lot of fun to gush over Lala, I want to ask y'all a quick question. I know. We got to get to football because college football is going down. But I have to ask you guys if y'all be keeping up with this FIBA stuff. I watch it all, baby. So the FIBA team. I want to ask y'all, how do you feel about? Okay, we got Sean. Sean don't give a fuck. I actually care because this nigga's hooping. And we have Anthony Davis, James Harden, Tobias Harris, Eric Gordon, CJ McCollum, Bradley Beal, DeMar DeRozan. I could go on. LeBron James. No one's playing for the FIBA team. I did watch the game versus Australia, the scrimmage versus Australia. I believe they did because they beat Spain. I don't think it's one reason. If y'all don't want to really talk about it, I just wanted to get this off. I like having the young dudes in there because I like watching the young dudes play because we all know what's going to happen in the Olympics when all the cold people play. So. And it means a lot to the other countries. So
for everybody else out there that has not seen anything remotely associated with FIBA, it is the poor man's Olympics.
Thank you.
And the USA sent the B team. The C team over there.
C team with a couple of B
but
players.
Aren't you intrigued to see if the B team can get it done?
They probably will. We're America.
Man, they probably won't, bro. Like, we disrespected some of these other teams that play together all year. And
Jokic team said they coming for our ass. Patty Mills dropped 30 on us. Patty Mills is out there banging niggas' heads in.
Hey, man.
Sean, why don't you care? You over there with a smug look. Why don't you care? It's sports. It's basketball.
Because it don't count.
It don't count for nothing.
It don't count.
They ain't got no awards for that.
I'd rather watch the Detroit Shock play the Washington Mystics than watch
crazy
FIFA basketball.
America is so dominant in international basketball. FIFA is like I watch soccer. FIFA's like one of the most popular events. Like it's just a tournament, like a world tournament, and they like that damn as much as
everybody else that's living in the state of Texas, North Shore and Katy plays tomorrow. That is going to be a slobber knocker, and I guarantee more people watch that on ESPN tomorrow than every game in the FIBA tournament. How about that?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know when the FIBA games start.
All right, so moving on.
All right. Now, all right, let's
that's
go.
one of them things where you look at your notes and just be like, I ain't gonna do this today.
Who put FIBA on it? Put FIBA on this.
I put it on there, goddamn it. We gotta talk about the, you know what I'm saying? Jason Tatum out there with them poke chops, and he gotta get this hooping in. And Kuzma looking real good. I just think it means something moving into the season. This workout is good for the youngins. College football is here, baby.
Woo! Hey, people, and if you was watching the show, I want to kick my own self in the dick from last week. Because I told everyone at the end of the show, take Miami with the points, even though I feel like Florida going to win straight up, and take the under. And what did I do? Took Florida.
I was actually
won't do it again, people. I apologize. Trust me, even though sometimes I don't trust me.
I wish Sean wasn't cutting up meat. Sean, can you look can you look up the lines for this weekend's games?
I know.
Hold up. Not the ones you're betting on. We're gonna get to that. Just the games in general, because we're gonna be picking some games.
Yeah, I got you right now.
Give me the top games coming up this weekend. We gotta get the lines. We're gonna give you guys the lines.
Hey man, I'm not helping these folks win no money.
And the bet, he doesn't mean that.
Pay for that, baby. You gotta pay for that. We got the betting, sports plug betting. If you're trying to eat, subscribe.
Hey, Sean. On another note, Sean, you just text me where to put my money in. I'm gonna do it. You know, I just started watching college.
Hey, listen, man. We on right now. I just put it like that. Shout out to my boy G, man. We be betting.
Yeah, well, I got all my money in the. You just let me know what to be like. B-Shop, put this on this.
I guess. I'm trying to share my screen.
Shout out to Bovado.
Going to go over the bet. Sean stingy. Sean, you do not have to give up your formula or all games, but we do need to do that because y'all gonna get hooked on this because we're gonna give y'all some winners and y'all gonna make some money and y'all gonna come back and then we're gonna charge y'all. It's gonna want to pay it. So it's cool. That's how these things work.
Hey man, so look, what
any
you want
bookies out there? Holla at us. So
don't holla at me. Hey, here we go.
Holla at me.
Here's some games, man. This is easy, man. I can run through them real quick. UCF.
Give us the game. I was gonna say, give us the game, the line, and then we're all gonna make our pick. Bishop, if you want to wait a week, I don't know because you said you're coming in blind. Do you still have the ability to type that up, Sean? Is your list?
Yeah, well, I'm sharing the screen right here, so
yeah, he is. Yeah, you got it.
So look, you got Clemson, Georgia Tech. Clemson is 40 points. The over/under is 60. Man, that's just so many points, but I always take the plus. I'll take Tech in the over.
Where's the? I don't see the. Okay, I see it. I see the. Wait. Mm-hmm. Okay, I see -3. Well, go up. What's that? UCF?
They don't have a line for it, but UCF might be upset because Mackenzie Milton's still out, man.
Oh, from that. What he tore his ACL?
Tore everything.
Yeah.
Texas A&M, Texas State, take A&M by a point, so it'll be 33.
Hey, look, I would be cautious on that one with the points, just because the head coach at Texas State is like Jimbo's like the guy that he was grooming. So I don't know if they're gonna go pound him out. They might try to run the ball a lot. I mean, they should cover the 33, but I would just.
I'm taking the over.
Oh, I think they're gonna run them.
I'd rather take the over.
I'm just being the contrarian, just saying that.
But no, actually, now that I look at that 56 if you take the over, you imagine and they're gonna blow them out anyway. They might be able to score 30. Yeah, 30 win by 33. That's a possibility. Even if they're running the ball, because I believe there'll be a lot of long runs.
So who we taking?
Texas A&M minus
A&M,
33.
of course. I was just saying it's one of those it might can happen type deal.
It's one that could worry you. This next one though, Utah versus BYU, that one right there, that's the because Utah's supposed to be pretty good this year. They're supposed to be either come out the Pac-12 or fight very, very hard for it. I would take the -6.
I would
Utah's
take
probably gonna beat them.
The points is so close. You can take Utah straight up. I wouldn't do -6 because BYU don't really lose at home.
And it's a rivalry game, so I would take the plus if anything.
Yeah, you can take plus BYU or take Utah straight up because this might come down to it's gonna be close.
Miami, Florida.
I think normally yes, but Utah's supposed to be really good. Utah might kick their ass.
Hey, look, and B-Shaw and other bettors who want to gamble and just build your thing up. What I do at the beginning of the season, and this is a free game, you ain't got to make thousands of dollars in your first try. Take the straight ups and build your account up. So B-Shaw, what I do is I'll deposit only $25.
Nah, man. I play poker. My account built up.
So look,
I'll just break in.
But I'm saying to build it up for the sports, right? So what I'll do is I'll deposit $25. I'm gonna take Clemson straight up, A&M straight up, Utah straight up, Michigan State straight up. I'm not gonna touch the points. So if you do a parlay about 12 teams and you take the favorite straight up, it ain't gonna be a big payout. The payout will be like $200, but you know you're gonna win them. You take that payout and then you flip that money for that next week and try to bet bigger bets to make the big money. Because after week one, after week one, that's when you try to figure somebody out. But guess what? And me and Chris know this all too well. We looking at these games, it's an upset here somewhere. BYU may be one. This South Florida may be one.
There it go. Probably.
This Northern Iowa.
Let's continue.
I got an upset for you, bro. I got an upset for you. Scroll till you find Northwestern.
Bro, yes, right here. They might be Stanford, bro. Yeah. I like Liberty as well. Plus the points. Syracuse just be sucking.
I would not do that if I were anybody listening right now. Do not take Liberty. Syracuse is going to whoop their ass. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the coach at Syracuse. They are a very well-coached team, and that's a different Syracuse.
I said plus the points. I wouldn't take Liberty straight up.
You're saying that Liberty's going to lose by less than 18 points?
Possibly.
I think that Syracuse is going to win by about 24, 25 points. You should really take Syracuse. They have a really good coach, and that's a different Syracuse team. That's just what I would do. Probably what I am going to do.
LSU, Georgia, and Vanderbilt. I would take the under on this Georgia-Vanderbilt game. Vanderbilt still in the SEC. They still got pros over there. I would take the under. Georgia gonna win though. Michigan gonna be a good game. They're gonna try to blow them out. Auburn and Oregon. I'm taking Oregon.
Me too.
How so? You got to tell the people how you're taking them.
I think not Tua. I don't know how to say his name. But I think Justin Herbert is the best quarterback in college football. I think he should be the number 1 overall pick, not because he's the best player, but because he's a quarterback. And I think he's gonna going into Auburn and beating Auburn is gonna be big for his resume. And they got some kids on that team that can go. They got a little team.
They should. For some reason, I watched a lot of Auburn football last year, and I may end up watching a lot of Auburn football this year. I told people Stidham was going to be pretty cold. Stidham's making a little bit of noise. Auburn's going to have a really good team, but I agree with Sean. Herbert's really good. I watched a lot of little Justin last year. So
it can go either way. If you make it a bet, you take Oregon straight up, it's going to be a big payout because they're a big dog. So,
they're not a big dog, but they're a dog.
4 points is about but speaking of money wise, 4 points, that's going to be a decent a good payout.
And the only reason they're getting those 4 points, 3.5, whatever you want to say, is because it's SEC versus Pac-12, and they expect the SEC to win.
I expect the SEC to win too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
UT gonna blow them out the water. That Iowa, Miami, Ohio game gonna be good. U of H and Oklahoma. Oklahoma minus 23, over 79. Do not take over 79. Oklahoma gonna beat U of H, but I think it's gonna be closer than people think.
I would take the under, and I know my team. I would take the under.
Man, you might win that one bet, bro. What's his name? Might stay the starter. You might win that.
I know. Let's go over.
But you know you're not gonna win the CD Lamb bet, so.
I mean that's
take our shot.
That's nor here nor there. Let's go ahead and do. And by the way, Sean, that was some shitty bet picking. We're gonna try and clean that up next time. You didn't really tell them who to really pick. You did a couple games, but you're so scared to give them. Just don't give them the formula.
Nah, just don't give the formula. I didn't know if I wanted to pick all the games. Next time you got to tell me like the top games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're picking everything that can be picked that's worth time talking about. So games people are going to be watching on Saturday, but that's okay because we about to go over our bets for the season because we got to pick the 4 for each. Everybody's going to pick 4 for the playoff, and a Heisman hopeful, and then we're gonna ride out.
Let me go first. I got my phone.
Y'all want to do the playoffs first? The pick 'em playoffs or Heisman first?
Playoffs.
All right, so you're anxious. Go first then. Who you got for your 4?
UT.
Okay.
Ohio.
You writing this down?
I've been knowing it for so long.
No, I'm saying because you're the note taker of the group, nigga. Damn, you don't want to get the notes for everybody. You're not gonna take the notes today.
I got it. I'm gonna put it right here. I got UT. Ohio State.
Okay.
Clemson.
Okay.
And Georgia. No Alabama.
Hit that one more time.
Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
UT. Clemson. And Georgia. No Alabama.
Hey, look, I'm like how my nigga Unc be. Not picking Joel Klatt say, not picking Alabama is irresponsible. Like, I don't know who gonna make the playoffs.
Even though what's his name? Forgive me. Their starting linebacker tore his ACL. Come on, y'all gotta help me out here. What's his name?
Dylan Moses.
Yeah, thank you, Dylan Moses. Yeah, he tore his ACL, so you still feel the same way, even though the leader of the defense is gone.
Yes, the one thing about Alabama for at least a couple more seasons and Clemson for the foreseeable future, they are stacked, like stacked. And when you give the better coaches a stacked team, like, yes, that dude is cold, and I'm not saying the guy behind him is ready to take his place, but as far as talent, the talent is still on the field for Alabama.
Can I ask you this, Russell, since you're a big Jalen Hurts guy? Do they beat Georgia without Jalen Hurts? No, not last year. He comes in and he saves them. He saves them and he gets them to the championship. I think Tua is overrated, bro. And Georgia been quietly stacking up. And if Jalen Hurts don't come in that game last year, they are not in the college football playoff, bro.
B-Shaw, would you like to wing it and throw for it? For all y'all that don't know, B-Shaw's getting into college football, but he said he's well and ready to dive in.
It's the best sport, B-Shaw.
So my 4, I'm probably going to go with Clemson, Georgia, Ohio, and UT. So I'm gonna go.
Wait, is that the same ones that?
Hey man, if you don't know, then you gotta go with somebody that knows. All right.
They gonna walk to it.
Chris, did you give yours?
Nah, I haven't gave mine yet.
I'm gonna go last. Come on.
All right. Well, I'll go with Alabama, Clemson. I'm gonna throw a dark horse in there. I'm going to go with LSU getting that 3rd spot over Georgia.
I was going to say LSU too.
And then I'm going to go with Ohio State as the 4th team. But I think LSU might, like, even if they lose to Bama, I think LSU got a lot of talent out there. And I think they, like, them and Georgia are the same team just about, except Jake Fromm might be a little bit better. So that might be the difference. But as far as having to face those two defenses, I think both offenses gonna struggle when they play.
LSU definitely has the best player in the country. That DB, he's by
Yeah.
far the best player in the country.
And the one thing LSU got to his side, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think they play Georgia this year. And so if LSU can run the table and just lose to Bama,
I believe
and
LSU
then
beat
Georgia has to lose to Bama in the SEC championship, then I think LSU can squeak into it. I also wouldn't be shocked if Michigan made a run, but it's one of those. I just feel like this man has to beat Ohio. He never beat Urban Meyer, and never is really strong. So I feel like he has to be able to beat Urban Meyer's assistant. Like, if not, then he might as well move on. He ain't gonna ever beat them. And I feel like the Pac-12 is gonna get shut out for the next maybe 4 years. Like, for some odd reason, their talent is leaving and going elsewhere.
If Oregon can beat Auburn, man, I would watch out for that. But you're right.
Oregon's not going to the playoff.
I'm just saying, if they beat Oregon, if they beat Auburn, they can kind of walk through because the Pac-12 isn't that good. So you got to remember, all you got to do is win out. The only reason I picked Ohio State because I don't see anybody in the Big Ten that can beat them.
Okay. Now, I will go ahead because I want to continue talking about it. I want you to get into lots of the reasons of why we picked who we picked. But my 4, I just want to make sure I don't leave anybody out. Number 1 seed is going to be Clemson. Clemson's going to run through their conference and more than likely kill everybody. I will take the Georgia. I don't think Alabama's going. I think the Dillon injury is going to mean a lot.
Face froze.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Hey, can we put a personal shot bet on this since I'm the only person taking Alabama?
Yes. Everything's.
I'm not betting on
Yes,
that.
you are. Yes, you are.
It's
a part of the show, Sean. It's a part of the show.
Since I got the same teams.
You'll take
I'll take a shot. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not betting on that.
Right.
All right. So I got Clemson. Let me finish. God damn it. I got Clemson. I got Georgia. I have Michigan. A Big Ten school is going to get in. Michigan is not going to lose. Jim Harbaugh is not going to lose to Urban Meyer's assistant. He's not going to lose to him. He's not. If he does, you can laugh the way you're laughing, and that's fine and dandy. But he's not going to lose to him. And for the 4th, I'm torn because there's 3 teams. Notre Dame, they're not going to let in because they want to see more from them after the embarrassment last year. Oklahoma, I think, is another team that I think we might do good enough, but again, there might be that voters fatigue. They might get tired of putting us in and watch us get beat. So it's going to be either Oklahoma or LSU. I'm going to say because it's my team, I got to ride. I'm going to go with Oklahoma. But I would not be surprised
after y'all lose to UT.
I would not be surprised. I would not be. We can cover that. I would not be surprised if LSU ends up going in to make it 2 SEC teams. Sean, as those weeks get closer, we could talk about them. 2 close games. I don't think that we're going to lose back-to-back years. It's not that we're not going to lose to Texas at all. I just don't think we're going to lose back-to-back years. And the way that the conference is going now it really matters who wins that second game. So now when you talk about the Oklahoma State fake Cowboys, they ain't going to do shit, bro. Don't let them pump up anything. Texas, I respect you. Oklahoma State, I do not. Y'all fucking suck. In the words of the Gamblers podcast, Oklahoma State is dog shit and is horrible. And I don't give a fuck.
Wow.
And y'all need to stop recruiting the kids from Dallas and sending them out there to lose. Let them boys go to UT, Oklahoma. Well, that's how I really feel. Oklahoma State sucks. Sucks donkey dick. But yeah, I got Clemson, Georgia, Oklahoma, and Michigan going as far as that goes. And I do not believe that Oklahoma State's going to lose 2 games for even to get to Oklahoma. And Oklahoma, Texas, we'll talk more about that by the time it comes. That's going to be a toss-up. That's always a wild game. You can't see it, but I'm putting the horns down. It's not a penalty. Since you want to talk about teams, everybody in here has their favorite team that they talk about. We always let one guy not talk about his favorite team. Sean, who's your favorite college football team?
Hey, man.
No, nigga. Who's your favorite team?
Hey, me and Snoop boycotting right now, bro.
Yeah, you and Snoop ain't boycotting.
Hey, I will say this.
OJ,
y'all know I show a lot of love to the East Side. our starting safety from our state team last year is going to USC. They got one baller out there.
Man, look, I'm gonna say this: we have the most explosive receiver in the nation, but until we change coaches, we're not going nowhere, bro.
Which one, St. Brown, or the other
Milton? Like we losing recruits, bro. Like USC is the pinnacle of California, and they just not doing what they're supposed to do, bro. I still follow them. I still be hitting Chris up on the side, but I'm embarrassed.
Speak on it. Yes, here on Sportsbook, you will be speaking on this team. Y'all, he talks shit about everybody else's team and never talks about USC.
The best player in college football, to me, and me and Chris sat up and watched this dude, and this is why CeeDee Lamb he'll be the third or fourth receiver off. What's his name? Levikas, the dude from Colorado. If you know who I'm talking about, this nigga. Bradshaw. If you don't like college football,
hey, bro, he's a monster.
Don't watch Colorado.
No, they also gotta check out.
He catches it. He runs it. He does everything. And Colorado's never good. How can you let him?
I don't know. I think the kid, as far as cold dudes on shitty teams, what's the kid from Purdue's name? They literally give him the ball.
More.
He's ridiculous. I watched him in the bowl game. They literally give him the ball every play, and there's nothing people can do about it. It's ridiculous.
Russ, how can we fix your camera? It's weird hearing you talk and you're not animated. Like your face is just frozen.
I know, it's crazy, but that's good. You know what I'm saying?
Do we need to restart the Skype?
It was a bad bet, Russ, because your boy gonna be a first round pick because he cold. CeeDee Lamb.
No, okay, let's go over that. Let's go over that bet real quick because that's what a lot of people are hearing. Like, what the fuck is Russell talking about? Okay. Is he saying that CeeDee Lamb is better than these niggas? Is he saying that CeeDee Lamb is gonna be the greatest of all time? I know y'all see Vader. I'm coming back. But what I said was CeeDee Lamb is going to be the first receiver picked out of this class. And I'd also piggyback that by saying Oklahoma has probably the top 3 I believe I said the best, and I'm willing to.
You said the best. You said the
best thing.
Okay. Now, can I address that? I like CeeDee Lamb a lot, but you know for a fact, and when you make a bet, you have to kind of say like it's possible. You know for a fact that Jerry Jeudy, if not being the first player selected, will be the first receiver taken. I'm not saying he's better than CeeDee Lamb, but you know the guy who's won the Biletnikoff Award 2 years in a row and probably win it a third year is going to be the first receiver off the board. Like, you know that. So I just feel like it's a bad bet because you know that Jerry Jeudy is going to be the first. Like, you know it for a fact. There's nothing that can happen unless he tears every bone in his body that's going to stop him from being the first receiver taken.
And Alabama got the best receiving core, maybe next to Clemson.
No,
one of the two.
No,
and I'll tell you, no, Alabama does.
You really sleep.
Alabama got
I'll tell you, Russ, they got a dude that's better than. Like I look at all the mock drafts. They got a dude that's better than Jeudy, who's a freshman or sophomore who can't even come out.
He'll be a sophomore this year. Yeah, UT almost had him.
You talking about Clemson?
No, Bama. Clemson got him too, though. Like, I'm not saying that he not cold. He will be selected high.
Do y'all know who Jaden Hazelwood is?
I don't.
Do y'all know who Jaden Hazelwood is?
Yes. He's nice.
He's the number 1 receiver out of the draft class. He was the number 1 receiver out the draft class. He wasn't supposed to go to OU. The nigga was supposed to go somewhere else. He came down here to the Alamo Dome, killed that shit. He was catching. I'm not saying this just because I'm like, it's my favorite team. I've been saying for years, Chris, you know I've been saying for years, why can't Oklahoma recruit super dope receivers? It's not these dudes. I love you, Hollywood, but these dudes come from JUCO. Jaden Hazelwood is a monster. Theo Weiss is a monster. The kid, go ahead. 6'6" tight end.
You want the viewers to understand the bet. I'm going to use Bradshaw because Bradshaw wasn't in there when we was talking about the bet. Bradshaw, do you understand the bet? We're not saying that these dudes ain't cold. The bet is specifically who will be the first receiver taken. And Russell, you know for a fact that CeeDee Lamb will not be the first receiver taken. Like, you know this for a fact. Like, there's no chance.
The first receiver.
I'd say he wasn't going to be the best. He might be the best.
No, okay. No, I'm saying I understand everything you're saying. I really do think that he is going to be. Who was drafted? What receiver was drafted above Mike Williams when he was drafted from the Chargers? He was the first one taken, correct?
Right, but
we're gonna see the same. And why was he taken? It wasn't because he was fastest dude. It wasn't taken. It was because he had monster hands. He had supreme route running, and he could get high point the ball better than anybody else in that draft.
Bro,
CeeDee Lamb is an NFL built receiver. Jared Jeudy is a speedster.
Bro, Jared Jeudy's 6'3" and rocked up. What are you talking about?
6'3" and he's a speedster. He's not gonna. All right, go see. We gonna see. Yeah, I'm telling y'all. Yeah, and Jared Jeudy, y'all got Jared Jeudy ranked like above. Everybody says Jared Jeudy's the best ever. Jared Jeudy's the best. All right, we're gonna see. We are going to see.
I'm not saying that where he's gonna be the best ever. I'm specifically saying.
No, I'm saying.
No,
I'm saying they're gonna say. All right, they're gonna say that, and I'm telling you, when the draft comes around, we can revisit this, and I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna say, I told you, bro. I told you.
B-Shaw, listen to this. Do an NFL mock draft. This dude goes 2, 4, and the lowest he goes is 5. Jerry Jeudy. They got him. They said Jerry Jeudy is height, weight, speed. Is a freak mode of Julio Jones. He is the next great receiver in the NFL. His performance and skill set have a chance for him to be the number 1 overall pick in the draft. I'm not saying that CeeDee Lamb ain't cold. This dude then won the Biletnikoff Award 2 years in a row and might win it a third. Even if he bums out in the pros, he gonna get picked first. He gonna go to the combine and run a 4.3. He gonna jump higher than CeeDee Lamb. He bigger than CeeDee Lamb. He gonna bench more than CeeDee Lamb. Like, you're talking about the draft, Russ. I'm not saying who's gonna be better. I tend to agree with you. I like CeeDee Lamb. We're talking about a draft.
How
don't know what they're doing.
Hold up, wait a minute. You said one thing that bigger by how much? A pound?
I'm like 5'11", bro. 5 or 6.
What are you talking about?
Is he a big guy?
Yes.
He don't look that big, but you might be right. I mean, I know you're right.
He's about the same size as Jared Jeudy. Jared Jeudy got speed on him. CeeDee Lamb is like 6'2.5", 6'3".
2.5.
Okay. I mean, I like CeeDee Lamb. I do.
I believe
he's gonna be a first round pick. But you're saying who gonna be first?
I'm saying he's gonna be the first receiver, and I'm not even saying I'm not saying on some stuff like you're saying he could be the best. I'm saying he's gonna be the first when draft time comes around. They're gonna look at him, look at where he played, look at the amount of balls he was thrown to, and they're gonna say, "Man, Jalen Hurts wasn't even supposed to be able to throw. He catching the ball all over the." Last year when they watch it, okay, well hold up, wait before you kill me. When I watch tapes of receivers, because I do top receivers every year, I do all that. I'm rarely wrong about them. Rarely. You know this, Chris. All y'all know. I picked the top niggas in the draft, maybe not in order, but I picked them. And when you watch guys like I watch Michael Gallup, one thing I saw is inferior team. He was not an inferior player in this matchup. Last year, my team got smoked by Alabama. Oklahoma got smoked. But when you watch that game, CeeDee Lamb was dogging them niggas. Like, he was telling the Alabama DBs, y'all can't guard me. Like, whatever happens to Kyler Murray, all that shit's going on. Watch the tape. He was dogging him. In the one touchdown he did score, he was throwing off a guy I think is in the NFL right now, throwing him off like, dude, you a child to me. I just say that because I know Jared Jeudy is the darling. He's cold, but I really do believe that once the season is over and they've seen what CeeDee Lamb has been able to do, he's gonna be the first one picked, just like my boy Hollywood Brown was the first one picked.
That was at 25 though, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this
first
is
first, my nigga. First is first.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Russ. If Jerry Jeudy was able, because this rule is stupid, if he was able to come out like he was supposed to be, he would have been a top 5 pick this year.
Yes, but he's not coming out this year. He's coming out next year. He has a season to play.
So you're saying CeeDee Lamb better than Brown?
Yes. CeeDee Lamb is better than Hollywood Brown. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Bro, let me tell you.
Hey, Jared Jeudy is bigger than CeeDee Lamb is bigger than Jared Jeudy.
Yeah, he's taller, but he's not.
But he's better than how I'm telling you the only thing, Chris, and both of y'all know this. Jared Jeudy can go out there and bust down a 4.3. What happens to most of them niggas that do that shit on superior fucking teams when they get to the league? That shit doesn't translate the time, bro. And if you tell me he's the next Julio, I'm telling you, all right, I'm waiting to see him.
Can we change the bet, Russ? I'll write it down because this is too easy for me to win. Can we change the bet? I'll bet you that 2 receivers get taken before CeeDee Lamb because Jerry Jeudy's going first. Like, that's literally us arguing about it is stupid because we know.
We don't know, but that's what everybody thinks. But I'll let y'all have it until it happens.
No,
go ahead. I'll let y'all have it before he decided not to go. Herbert was the top quarterback. But go ahead.
Bro, okay, I can use that as an example. I don't like Tua. Chris don't like Tua. You don't really like Tua. Tua is gonna
It's
be.
not that I don't like Tua. I've
Okay.
seen that nigga play against good. Anybody that y'all watched him, that's why you don't think he's the best. Chris, you've watched him. Sean, you've watched him. B-Shaw, if you would have watched this kid against shitty niggas, what do we do at the rec, B-Shaw? When we're hooping and there's a nigga out there going hard, what do we always say? Ain't nobody playing D on that nigga. That's Tua. Ain't nobody was playing D. Oklahoma ain't had no D. Half the SEC didn't really have that much of a defense for him. When he got up against Clemson, who had some defenders for him, he looked like trash.
Bro, my point is Tua's gonna be the number one pick. I don't think Tua's the best player.
Herbert's gonna be number one pick. Herbert's gonna be the number one pick. You said it before me, but I've been saying Herbert's gonna be the number one pick since last year. I said he was gonna be the number one pick last year.
I don't see how he out. Tua got that spot. I don't see how he out. Like, sometimes they're not gonna go off of just this year. They're gonna roll back all of that tape. So that's what I'm talking about, Jerry Jeudy. Like, Jerry Jeudy is not the darling of just this year. This dude has done it since a freshman.
Bro, he plays for Alabama, so yes, he's gone further. But so has CeeDee Lamb.
Didn't he win the Biletnikoff Award 2 years in a row? If I'm not mistaken.
I want to say Hollywood won it last year, but you may be right.
Nah, Jerry Jeudy won it last year.
Look it up. We got time. Look it up.
Like,
look it up.
Sure,
if he won it back to back, that's cool. B-Shaw, you didn't see it.
I'm sorry.
Can't see. Oh. Oh, wow. This took a.
Wow. It's okay. Y'all do what y'all do. We love everybody, bro.
We love everybody. Y'all saw Dave Chappelle. Y'all saw Dave Chappelle. But yeah, basically, I hate the way when I argue it, if people like, it's like you're boxing me in the corner saying like Jared Jeudy sucks. No, he doesn't. Jared Jeudy's amazing. You're not saying that. And I guess it's just the way I view receivers. Like the way I view them, like that guy on Alabama is super cold, but I mean, when I saw him against Clemson,
I didn't know D.D. Westbrook won the Biletnikoff Award.
Yes, he did. Y'all sleeping on my niggas. I want y'all to look this up. Like, but
James Washington won it in 2017. Listen, bro, you keep saying.
Did he win it 2 years in a row?
Nah.
Who won it in 2018?
You keep saying that.
Who won it in 2018? I'm gonna let you finish. I just want.
He did. Judy did.
2019. Who won
it? 2019.
Okay, so 2017 was Washington.
Yeah.
Judy. So who won it the year before that? D.D.
Westbrook. Corey Coleman. Wow.
Corey Coleman was
cold. He was cold at Baylor. He was cold at Baylor. But okay, go ahead and finish what you said. I want you to get that.
All I'm saying is, bro, like you keep saying you're not arguing who's gonna be better. All I'm saying is scouts get it wrong, bro. I'm not saying anything. But we know based off of how long they've been scouting this dude and like mock drafts, right or wrong, you haven't really given me a definitive reason why the guy who everybody's saying going first gonna get jumped.
Bigger body production by CD.
So then that means they would take T. Higgins.
All right. Whoever wants
to lie to you, my pick is T. Higgins off both of them.
Y'all gonna take another Clemson wide receiver?
Yeah.
Besides the one y'all got in Houston, name one that's really striking the fear in the heart of opponents. Because we've gone through Deion Kane, we've gone through Mike Williams. Who was the nigga catching passes from the dude that was right after Hop that was catching passes from not the guy before Watson.
Sammy Watkins, the man we want.
Sammy Watkins, always hurt. So I'm telling y'all could take T. Higgins. I'm about touching this Clemson receiver coming to the NFL with a 10-foot pole unless his name is DeAndre Hopkins.
But again, bro.
But you know what? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you know who produces? Sterling Shepard's a pretty good receiver. Marquise Brown's going to be a pretty good receiver. Before he got hurt, Brian Boyles was a pretty good receiver. Like, we got guys that come in the league and do their job. Kenny Steele still got a job, bro. Like I'm just saying. And that's what I'm saying can come into account when picking. So maybe Jeudy goes before, because really when you talk about Jeudy, the only dudes that you really talk about is Cooper and Julio. Am I missing?
Hey, no offense to all of the dudes you just named, but you named a bunch of dudes that I would love to have if I had T. Higgins on the other side, which is why most coaches and GMs would probably opt for T. Higgins because yes, Sterling Shepard is cold, but like on an NFL scheme, we're gonna see how cold he is when you take Odell away. And Kenny Stills is cold, but he's mostly a slot guy, and he's dependent on the outside receiver.
I'm just saying that they in the league.
Oh yeah, no, they good. I'm not taking away from them. Hey, Sterling Shepard thoroughly impressed me.
No, that's all I'm saying.
Look, as a UT fan, I have nothing ill to say about Oklahoma because dudes always lay it out against us.
And to be honest, I would take Colin Johnson before some of these dudes.
Bro.
Just to be honest, but I mean, we'll go over that when it's time to go over.
UT got the best receiving room in the country, though.
You can say that. I disagree.
No, they don't, bro. You know,
there's a lot of good receiving rooms in the country.
Alabama has the best one. They got
they don't.
Guys, bro, they got two guys who are absolute freaking monsters. Like monsters. They give.
Bro, I looked up the top 10 from last year. Alabama had 3 dudes. I'm sorry, the top 25 from last year, like the best season, like who had the best year. Alabama had 3 dudes in the top 12. Like Clemson had 2 dudes in the top 10. Oklahoma had the number 2 guy. I give you that much.
NFL mock draft 2021. Patrick Surtain, number 4. Jalen Waddell, that's his name. Receiver, Alabama.
I knew you were going to bring him up, man. He going to get hit once in the league and be done. I'm just going to let you know that right now.
Waddell and then Clemson got Justin Ross. They got him as the number 2 guy.
That's the only guy. Y'all name Higgins. Don't
because
name
he's a kid. He can't come out. He can't come out. Justin Ross can't come out.
Only one I'm saying is the one I'm like, whoa.
So
he's
Russ,
the next.
Russ.
Even though I talk shit about Clemson, but he was a Bama guy.
Russ, who's gonna be the number 1 draft pick of the 2021 draft? Like you know this answer already. Is what I'm saying. Like you know. Like there's nothing that's gonna happen.
You talking about who's going to be the pick or who I think is gonna be the pick?
Who's gonna be the pick?
Trevor Lawrence.
It's gonna be 2021, not 2020.
Just this year, right?
Next 2021. So
we're
not
skipping
this
year. Next year.
Yeah.
Lawrence.
And that's what I'm saying. So even if a guy,
but he would deserve it. He's cold as shit, bro.
I don't think so because I think Justin Fields is gonna come and he's gonna show he's just as good.
2. They got him at number 2.
And I'm just saying,
that's what Sean is trying to tell you, Russ. Yeah, I think Justin Fields might be better than this kid, but he's gonna be the number 1 pick because that's who. Like he's already laid it out there.
Yeah,
it don't matter what Justin Fields do at this point.
Jerry Jeudy doesn't have to play this season, and he's gonna be the top receiver taken.
Okay, I see where y'all coming from.
Niggas say okay.
Yeah, because I see where they're coming from, and with all the news, like they know I know. Like everybody loves this kid, and Judy's super cold. I'm just saying.
I was just trying to understand the bid. Like I was just trying to understand why.
The only thing I was saying was CeeDee Lamb's gonna be the first receiver pick. That's it. If he's not, I'm taking a shot.
If I was you, I would have bet like CeeDee Lamb will go over 1,000 yards, or he'll catch more touchdowns.
That's too easy. That's too easy. I know they're gonna do that. Like Oklahoma's offense.
Russell's nickname should be Against the Grain.
I see that.
It sounded like you were singing that song, Grip the Grain, for a second. Let's go Heisman odds real quick. I want to do Heisman
real
odds.
quick. We got real quick. Hey, Heisman.
We're gonna do fantasy after we get to Heisman odds, and we're gonna go to fantasy Heisman odds. Or I want to pick the most popular games this weekend.
How do you say this man's name, please? Because I got him winning the Heisman. The dude from Colorado. Look, how do you say it?
Bro, just try to say it. Look, what position? You just keep saying
receiver.
The dude.
Bro, man, how you say his name?
It's a Sports Plug podcast. We're gonna watch it struggle a little bit.
Bro, Laviska Shenault.
Oh, Laviska
Shenault. There we go.
Laviska Shenault.
Junior. He's a freak.
You think he's gonna win the Heisman?
He's gonna be in the top 3. He's a monster.
Each Heisman pick is worth 2 shots. Are you still putting him on the Heisman?
Bro, he's a monster.
2 shots to Sean for Laviska. Bisha, would you like to take a swing in the dark?
No, because I'm gonna be wrong. I'll pick whoever Sean picks.
Don't do that.
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence is gonna be
okay. All right, 2 shots of Trevor Lawrence for Bisha. You're gonna be happy when we did that for you. I want to see what you got to say, Chris. I see you squinting at the screen like man, these niggas don't know what's up.
Russ, I take mine back. Justin Fields. I've been saying it all year. Justin Fields.
2 shots of Justin. No, you still got Trevor Lawrence, Bisha.
Justin Fields.
Don't worry, it's a good pick. It's a good pick, Misha. Okay, Justin Fields, 2 shots on Fields, 2 shots on man, put them things down, bro. It's starting to smell bad around here. Okay, so go ahead, Chris. Trevor Lawrence, 2 shots for Bijan. Chris, of course, we all should know what those mean.
That means the eyes are upon you, my G. And I got Sam as my dark horse. If I was like his odds, I want to say are like it was like 250 to 1. Don't quote me, but he has some real good odds, like on some. Even it's a good dark horse. If you just got an extra 50 to 100 laying around, put it on Sam. It might work out.
Dark horse. It's a good dark horse for betting, gambling purposes. You want to take some dark horses. Russell, if you got an extra $50, throw it on Jalen Hurts, man.
All right, y'all didn't even listen to my pick. That's my pick for Heisman. And for no other reason is because I've been watching a lot of sports radio, listening to a lot of sports radio, watching a lot of sports on TV, and these motherfuckers love him. Like, they're rooting for him. Like, no, they're rooting for him to win. They want him to go and win the Heisman. They're rooting for him. So if he has, real quick, if he has a good season, an outstanding season, he's going to win the Heisman. They're going to vote him as the Heisman winner.
And my number 2 was Jalen Hurts. And the only thing I'll say is whoever wins the shootout in the championship is who gonna get it. So I got Sam because I think we gonna win. But I think me personally, I've been on the other end of Jalen Hurts beating one of my teams, and I'll say this: I believe in the kid. I know high school is high school, but I done seen Jalen Hurts do some things that a lot of guys I haven't seen. I don't know why it didn't work out in Alabama. But I don't think he's gonna be as bad.
He's not gonna be bad. He's gonna be good, just like he was in Alabama. But Spencer Rattler is amazing, and he'll be the one playing against UT when that offense stalls and Jalen Hurts
next year.
Jalen Hurts have to for it.
Next
when
year.
When that offense starts to stall against
you are wrong. You are wrong, bro. Jalen Hurts is not holding a clipboard. America. Let me do my Bernie Mac. Let me do my Bernie Mac quick and talk. America. Do not, if you can't see my face, okay.
Let me tell you something, America. Let me tell you something,
America. This man down in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen named Sean is tripping. Spencer Rattler is a great QB. Great QB. The only way he touching the field is if Oklahoma makes it to the national championship and he does some Tua type shit, which would be the funniest shit ever if it happened to Jalen Hurts twice. But it's not.
I'll tell you this.
Hold on, can I make a bet with B-Shaw? Because I'm fired up. I mean, with Russ, because B-Shaw like when I jump out the window. I got U of H, my plus 10 points. 2 shots, Russ. What's up?
Oh.
That nigga just trying to get drunk.
U of H plus 10? We can do 3. Oh, 1.25. 1.25. Can you fly, nigga? You out the window?
I don't want to take 1.25. I want to see at the end of the game if Oklahoma has not won by more than 10, because they're supposed to win by 33.
And when we win by 25 to 50, I want to look you in your eyes and say, take 4 shots, nigga, and do it in the name of CeeDee Lamb, because he's going to go crazy.
Look, I said
4.
4? Okay. 4.
What do we always say, Chris?
Plus
Since you're going to do it 1 per quarter. Yes, if Oklahoma does not win by 10 points, or if God forbid if they lose to the U of H again and I'm in sulking mood, I'll take 4 shots.
Because they minus 23, so I'm going to do
if Oklahoma loses to U of H, you should take 8 shots.
I should.
Bad.
But I'm not. I'm only going to take the 4. Are you going to bet? Are you going to bet?
I think that Oklahoma is about to come mud slap U of H all across the field.
Yeah, U of H isn't very good. I don't know. I was just
U of H is good. They just not. It's not that they not like when they beat Oklahoma the last time. That was like a perfect storm type situation. You had a senior quarterback. You brought in one of the better defensive players. Shout out Ed Oliver. Like, it was one of them. You had a coach who was like, you got to remember, if I'm not mistaken, Ohio State and Oklahoma ran up on each other, huh?
Yes. They beat us the first time and he beat the shit out them the second time.
But you had a coach who was a part of that, who was going to who was at U of H. And it was one of those, it was a bad situation for Oklahoma. I don't think
on the way out.
Anticipating it. I think
on the way out.
Yeah, I think this time Oklahoma is anticipating it, and they're going to come out here, and they playing against a dude, nothing against Dana Holgorsen, but they've been beating up on Dana Holgorsen for a while. So it's not like they playing a guy that they haven't seen before. He's finna come out here and do some stuff they haven't seen. They know exactly what he finna do. Me personally, I think they finna come out here and drive U of H into the dirt.
Oh, I forgot Dana Holgerson was the coach. Nah, wait.
No, you locked in, nigga. You locked in, nigga. Should have checked the lines before you made the bet. All right, real quick, because we went over that and we were talking about that game. So, of course, real quick for that game, Oklahoma versus Houston, I got Oklahoma. Straight up picks for the people. I got Oklahoma. Mark it down. Sean, you got Houston.
+10.
No. What's your pick for the game? This is just the game pick.
Oh, Oklahoma.
Okay, Chris.
I got Oklahoma minus the 33. Like, I think they finna come out here and beat U of H into the ground, like on some.
But you got Oklahoma straight up.
Like, I'm telling the people about that 33. If it's
it's actually 23. So you should 23? Take it.
Oh, yeah.
You should take Oklahoma.
Look, if nothing else, don't forget Oklahoma's quarterback is from East Houston. He finna put on in front of East Houston, and they finna show love to that boy. I'm gonna be real with you. They finna go out there and beat U of H like they stole something.
Wisconsin, South Florida.
Oh, Wisconsin,
yeah. They got a good running back. That dude there might end up being one of the better running backs.
We didn't talk about him being the Heisman. James Taylor.
Yeah, James Taylor's cold. I got Wisconsin, too, for the first game. Trap game, no, watch out. Be careful. South Florida might get you. Wisconsin does not have a lot of speed.
Oh, yeah. No, don't get South Florida mistaken. Like, I wouldn't be mad at you if you took the points on South Florida. The one thing you got to remember, of course, they're not the dudes that's at Miami. They're not the dudes that's at Florida State, Florida, you know what I'm saying? They're not the very best guy from Florida, but the fifth best guy from Florida is still better than a lot of players, and they'll be able to compete. They just might not be able to win.
True that. Northwestern, Stanford.
Northwestern.
I got Stanford. I'm with my boy Brian Shaw.
Hey, I gotta hop off. It's
all right.
30.
Oh, B-Shaw's going to do his thing on the games, y'all. B-Shaw, tell me what to
Hey, man. Twitch, Loose Cannon, KNNONN.
I'm gonna have to watch, man. I'm gonna have to watch.
All right, y'all.
Cool.
Love you guys.
We love you too. Go watch college football so you can stay on longer.
I will, Russell. Unfreeze your face.
I can't, nigga. I can't even see my own face, nigga.
He can't feel his face.
All right, rapid fire real quick. Oregon, Auburn.
Oregon.
I have Oregon as well. Let me go. I'm looking for the ones that aren't shitty. Notre Dame, Louisville. I got Notre Dame.
I got Notre Dame winning, but I would take the points with Louisville. I'm one of those people that take the points. I'll risk it with that with the plus and minus. And I just think that Louisville might keep it closer than anticipated. So I would take the points, but I do think Notre Dame is ultimately going to beat them.
Chris back special. Sean, you too. Marshall, Boise State. I got Boise State.
Man, I got
Marshall.
Know.
I got Marshall.
I like Marshall. Hey, look, bro. Is Marshall in the Conference USA now? They used to be in the MAC, I want to say.
Oh, they switched?
Yeah, they in the Conference USA. They were UTSA, if I'm not mistaken. And I want and look out for the MAC schools. If you really gambling, you might can catch a couple wins on those, because once you figure out who the best team is, they're gonna run through everybody else.
My bad. That's next week. That's my fault. I went too far ahead. So y'all disregard that other pick. All right. So basically, B-Shaw gone. Chase not here today. NFL comes next week. So I guess next week we'll talk about our fantasy football team.
We got to, man. The season kickoff, I'm going to be live in New Orleans at the Texans game, man. I'm ready. We're going to be fired up. We're going to get Jadeveon Clowney in camp, man.
I remember, do your bets. If you have any questions about bets, you know what I'm saying? Holla at a Sports Play. You can find us on your various social media platforms. Real quick before we do get out this piece, anything else y'all want to talk about? Oh, last but not least, Sean, you thought we weren't going to talk about it?
Kobe.
No, not Kobe. I mean, go ahead. Go ahead, Kobe. What you got to say about Kobe?
Closing shots. What he said wasn't nothing wrong with what he said, man. Hey, what he said was true. Just Shaq, for my generation of knowing basketball, was so dominant. You don't get that fat because you was lifting weights. He was fat, he was out of shape, and he was still one of the best players. If he would have worked harder, bro, he would have been like a new school, same Shaq running up and down at LSU dunking. The dude was addicted to Big Macs and living his best life, man. It was the truth.
And here's what I say. I don't think what Kobe said there was anything wrong with it. That's coming straight out of Kobe's mouth. That's what you expect from Kobe. But someone said today, I forget who said it, but I was listening to some sports stuff, and the dude said, would you rather make all A's and be miserable, or would you rather make all B's and live the best life of your life, have the best time of your life?
Absolutely.
And Shaq was just having the best time of his life. And he still was one of the greatest centers, if not the greatest center ever. So
and I love what Max Kellerman said. He said, I wouldn't want to trade lives and be Kobe. I would want to be Shaq. But man, bro, I like Kobe. He my favorite player because he just got a will and a dedication like we never seen, bro.
And he might want to thank Shaq for not being like that. Because like Shannon Sharp said today, Uncle Shay Shay said, is that what you want, Kobe? He goes, because if Shaq does what you say, you rob him. You Scottie Pippen. Because you ain't doing all that stuff. We ain't getting 81 points. We ain't getting strings of 60 games if Shaq is doing what he's supposed to do.
Kobe scored 81 when Shaq was gone.
And this is the thing.
I'm saying, we ain't getting none of that if Shaq is doing his thing like Kobe said he should have.
And this is the thing, Russ, about Kobe. He and I liked what he said. He wanted to be pushed. He likes to work. So yeah, he would have been robbing because he's just not as good as Shaq. But even Kobe would have been better if Shaq would have been better. He the type of dude that like how Scottie said that Michael made him better every day. It's different when you even when you go to work, bro, at your job or whatever you do in life. When you got somebody, you like, this nigga really do this shit all the time. Like that shit would make a difference, bro.
I mean, I can see what you're saying. I can see what you're saying 100%. But I don't think I can see what you're saying, but I don't think that would apply with the way basketball was being played. I think at some point Kobe still would have been mad because Shaq would have got all the glory. But like you said, he would have been pushed.
And you correct, bro. As much as we say that, Kobe said it with his own two lips. Winning a chip without Shaq was worth more than winning 3 with him.
Yeah. So he says, I could have had 12 championships. Deep down, those 12 wouldn't have meant shit to him because he would have got the MVPs.
But even the question when they were originally asked, how good could Shaq have been if he had your work ethic? He absolutely was right. He could have been the best of all time.
Yeah, no, that's why there's nothing wrong with it. Said he was asked the question.
Speaking of work ethic, man, Andrew, look.
Nah, you beat me to it. I was gonna say, man, hey, shout out to one of my favorite players. I know Sean's favorite player. One of my favorite players. Andrew Luck's not playing.
I'm coming from the flip side. From Russie's granddaddy's perspective.
Yeah, hey, man.
That nigga. Like, Russie granddaddy was ready to see the Colts win a chip.
Hey, man. I want to say I'm proud of him.
Definitely not happy.
I'm proud of him. I'm happy he made that decision. And anybody who says he should have retired in the offseason don't know this, man. If he retired 2 weeks before the season, that means he exhausted every single avenue to try to play, and he physically could not do it.
I believe that 100%.
He works harder than anybody ever. All his teammates said it. He studied more, and I'm going to blame the fucking organization. Jim Irsay is a piece of shit, drug addict owner.
Preach.
And they kept a piece of shit
Let it all out.
in place. And they damn near got my man killed.
Let it all out.
Took that team 11-5, 3 years in a row, and they didn't have shit. Not shit on defense, not shit on offense.
I need some sound effects. Like
you bring somebody in and you give him a good offensive line 1 year, he wins a fucking playoff game. He ain't losing to nobody but the Patriots. And he still doesn't have help. I hate watching ESPN.
Yeah, Chris.
Stephen A. Smith is sitting there talking about they were going to make a Super Bowl run. They have Devin Funchess and Marlon Mack. Nigga, what the fuck? Who the fuck are these people? Who the fuck is Devin Funchess?
Hey, Marlon Mack is cold.
His entire career, Andrew Luck, go look it up, people. He never played with 1,000-yard rusher. Not one time. Not once. No,
I think the issue is people, like, the reality is, as a society, we kind of desensitized from a lot of things. And, like, yes, the Twitter sphere, they gonna crucify you for having the opposite outtake. but as just straight football fans, like I can sympathize with the people in Indianapolis. Like I don't think they were gonna win a Super Bowl, but I know how it feels to have faith and to have hope. And like Andrew Luck gives you hope. Like I saw a game where the Texans went out there and JJ Watt sacked Andrew Luck. He knocked the ball out of his hand. He picked the ball up. He ran for out. He might have scored. He intercepted the ball. He swatted the ball. He had like 5 tackles for a loss, a couple of sacks. And at the end of the game, Andrew Luck threw a touchdown and beat us. Like, he give you hope. And like right now, they're just hurt because, man, it was like we just woke up and we thinking we got hope. And now we got brisket.
Build a better team.
Brisket.
Build a better team. If y'all thought y'all went out this offseason and, bro, Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning played with 8 guys that'll be. Dwight Freeney will be a Hall of Famer. Robert Mathis will be a Hall of Famer. Adam Vinatieri will be a Hall of Famer. Reggie Wayne, Hall of Famer. Dallas Clark will be a Hall of Famer. Jeff Saturday. I don't think Bob Sanders is gonna make the Hall of Fame.
But Bob Sanders was cold.
He will make the. He might not be a first, but he'll eventually get in.
He was that nigga for a while, bro.
What was that linebacker they had? He might not be a Hall of Famer, but they had a cold linebacker too.
I'm just naming the Hall of Famers: Edgerrin James, Joseph Adai. Every year Peyton Manning played, he had a 1,000-yard rusher. Russell, I do like Marlon Mack's potential, but I'm just putting out the facts. He never is a strong word. He never, in the 7 years he played in Indianapolis, 6 years where he played because he missed the season, played with a 1,000-yard rusher. So you mean to tell me y'all couldn't find one person to get up, bro? Niggas was getting 1,000 yards in fucking 6-7 games. Zeke missed 4 games and got over 1,000 yards.
Zeke's a superstar.
I'm just saying, bro. They hope is gone, Chris, because he was their hope. He was everything. And it's the organization's fault. Jim Irsay, you're a drug addict. I don't know how he's still an owner. He is a drug addict. You're an idiot. You're talking about, we're going to be better without him today. I know this, and y'all can write this down and bet me and fucking quote me. Andrew will be playing next season, and it won't be for the Colts. He don't want to play for them motherfuckers. He a white boy, and he think different. Instead of doing like what Zeke and Clowney and all them, he not happy with that organization, bro. And he got a fucking architect degree from Stanford. He just quit. He got his first child on the way. He just got married 4 months ago. He wasn't going to go through it. He couldn't play, bro. Like, he didn't quit. That nigga couldn't do it.
I'll piggyback off this. Now, as far as like,
bad
organization. I'll clap it up, Sean. Let that shit out, boy. You can tell he's been waiting to say that. But I'll say this. I didn't really feel like, as far as Grandpa's concerned, I'll be real with y'all. Grandpa probably disappointed. But the city of Indianapolis, now this may just be the part of the city that I guess resembles us. All Jacoby Brissett got to do is win. I do think that Andrew Luck did what was best for him. The people that booed, y'all need to fuck off. The people that think Andrew Luck is a pussy,
they don't need to fuck off, bro.
The people. Wait, let me finish. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The people that booed, y'all go on somewhere. The people at Sports Gambling Podcast that said that the dude is a pussy. I've heard people call him a pussy. I've heard people call him a millennial. I've heard people say he's a quitter. Things like that. The dude played with a lacerated, spleen, lung. He was constantly hurt. He didn't have any help. He's one of my favorite players. Yes, he did it for Grandpa, so I paid attention to a little bit more. But meeting Sean, he put me on the kid at Stanford, said, this kid's going to be the best. I watched every game, damn it, that he played. He was one of the best. I was quoted at one time saying,
he's the best quarterback prospect I've ever seen in college.
If you gave me a choice, and people said I was on drugs, and now I really look out like I'm on drugs, but if you gave me a choice between a healthy Andrew Luck and a healthy Aaron Rodgers, I am taking a healthy Andrew Luck for one reason. It's a story that you told me, Sean, when you played with him in high school, and he was throwing the ball to you niggas, and you said, y'all suck. Y'all would drop it. And he would look at you and say, nah, man, I just got to throw it softer. A guy like that, that's doing that his whole life, and he was ever. That. Eric Ebron was on his way out the league. Eric Ebron got on Luck's team, and Luck said, man, just get open in the end zone. I'm going to find you. And he found you. He's the type of quarterback that I personally find like he
ain't never threw nobody under the bus. He ain't never complained. He ain't never cried. He's never whined. He just played football.
And when it got to the point where he was like Gronk said, like, I'm tired of this shit. I'm waking up and my body's falling apart. I'm tired of it. And I'll get to Gronk in a second. I'm tired of it. and it's time to quit. Now, I think he'll be back in 1 year. I don't know about that, Sean, but he might.
Think so.
He might. I think he's done. If he does come back, I wish him the best of luck. No pun intended. But I hate to see him go, and I think everybody talk because I want to be on the other side because I've heard people talking bad about this dude and saying he's a quitter. And, oh, I don't want to play in the NFL because it hurts. You goddamn right it hurts. Who out there? I don't.
Bro, can I say one more thing real quick, bro, and then I gotta let Chris go.
15 pounds, knocking people the fuck out.
Bro,
like,
can I say one more thing real quick, and then I'm gonna let Chris go. All of you, the line is cold now. Y'all had a chance. Come on out there and y'all go to the playoffs. Go to the playoffs. Let's see what these niggas do without luck. Let's see what they do without luck. Well, and it won't be a lot.
I will say this though. I will say this. They may not do a lot. But I have the utmost confidence in Jacoby Brissett for a couple reasons, and I'll let you go, Chris. And me and Chris watched it. He was the first one Bill Belichick got.
I like him.
He was the first one. He got him, and then he got Garoppolo. He ended up trading them both because Brady was like, "This is my spot. You ain't taking it." The team he played on for the Colts that was horrible. He had T.Y. Hilton, and that was it. That was all he had on that team. So
I mean, the reality
do I expect them to do really, really like, oh my God, they're 12-4. No. But I do expect them to go like 8-8, 9-7, and compete for a playoff spot.
And they will, being in the division that they in. And I'm not dissing Jacoby Brissett. I mean, he's not luck, but I think he'll do an admirable job. I think if you got T.Y. Hilton or Marlon Mack in fantasy, like, which will really suck, but I think this will be the first year Indianapolis produces a 1,000-yard rusher. But me personally, I'm not saying I commend luck or saying that I'm booing luck, but I also get the fan aspect of it, bro. Like, I get being in an arena off of a couple of Budweisers, clapping with your buddies. Like, who cares about this preseason game? Like, a funny story. Me and Sean was going back and forth on drafting mans the night before. So, I mean, we knew he was going to play at some point. Like, I'm sure those people were thinking, man, we got a shot. That's all I'm saying. Like, it was, they're just as hurt as any. They're not mad, they're hurt. And when you
Chris,
hurt, that's just how you respond.
Can you talk about the conversation we had for the people and why this hits you so close to home? Because I was gonna go on a tirade about it, but tell the people why this gonna be our reality. Our reality.
Yeah. This is what scares me the most about it is just being a Texans fan. Because in Deshaun Watson's 2 years, you talking about playing with all that stuff. He played with a lacerated kidney and freaking drove a bus to Jacksonville because he couldn't fly. Yeah. Like, my biggest fear is Deshaun Watson is going to get paid. Like, what people fail to realize is, man, you got a lot of dudes coming up. This ain't the 60s and the 70s. Like, people done had time to watch people and study people. And a lot of these dudes, you give somebody $20 million, like, man, and he got a degree and he ain't got a bunch of debt and he got a little bit of know-how and he knows some people who know some people and know how to do some things. Man, we ain't got to go out here and be retarded and be freaking brain dead just to make a couple million. Like, these dudes are making a lot of money and not all of them are making that kind of money. So it ain't going to be everybody. And some people really do plan to play until somebody drag them out. People just like that. But now on that side, I feel like, look, he's done. He retired. Like, I think man's got a lot of money. He came from well stock. He's not a person who's fully dependent on just playing football. Like, I honestly could see this dude retiring, riding out, and probably coming back to be the mayor of Houston, if not the president of the United States at some point.
Texans, Bill O'Brien. What's Stephen A. be saying? Put the camera on me. Get Watson some fucking help.
I need to trade Clowney for Trent Williams.
Bro, get him some fucking help. Y'all are getting this guy, bro. I watched the Cowboys preseason game, and on the first snap, they were hitting him so hard. He's not going to make it through the season, bro. He's not. gonna make it through the
It's
season.
not help that he need. We need an offensive line. I've been
That's
saying
what I
this for
mean.
like
Get
the
him
That's what it
last
Bill.
means.
Start
5
That's
checking
what it
years.
him.
means.
Russ,
That's what I
I
said.
know.
Y'all need to trade Clowney for Trent
Bro,
Williams.
we need we need everything. We need offensive linemen.
Trent Williams
We
might
need
be the
linemen.
best left tackle in the league.
I'm not saying he's not. You need linemen. You
That's
need to
just
call
one.
Trent Williams. You need to call. You shouldn't have let Dwayne Brown go. You need to call everybody, and you need to get linemen, and you need to fire the offensive line coach. You fired every single coach since you've been here. You've replaced your special teams coach, your linebacker, every coach, but you haven't replaced your offensive line coach. Y'all, these dudes aren't getting better. And why are y'all sitting on all this cap space? You didn't re-sign the Badger. I was hurt, but I said, okay, y'all didn't do that because y'all can get the money to Clowney. Chris know my favorite player is Davion Clowney, but y'all not gonna resign him. Okay, cool. I'm gonna let that slide too. But y'all ain't got no linemen, none. You draft a nigga in the first round from a HBCU who's a guard. You need tackles. You sign Matt Khalil and don't even sign his brother. What the fuck? Like,
Oh well, y'all have lots of y'all's problem. I just say give Zeke his money, wait on Dak, and let's go get his ship. But I will say, Pollard, don't
he
sleep
ain't coming in yet.
Don't sleep. Well, then that's why I drafted Pollard to my fantasy team.
man, bro, I'm over here hot, man. I'm done. Ugh. Andrew, man, we love you. We support you. Colts, stop being a shitty organization. You're shitty organization.
Hey, Grandpa ain't trying to hear all that. Just keep it with Ursay.
But to the flip side, me and Russ grandpa got beef H-time, baby, and I'm glad he retired. Shoot, the way he was out there clowning on us, I'm glad he not there no more.
My uncle said, shout out Uncle Nate. My Uncle Nate said to send them Houston boys my regards.
Hey man, look, it's beef in our cities.
He hadn't said much too late lately.
I want to get a guy on the show next week, man. My boy Twan, shout out Twan. His pops hooped in Chicago, and he used to practice against the Bulls all the time. It wasn't the G League, but it was like the practice team. And so he just moved to Houston, and he looked me in my eyes and told me, "There's no way on God's green earth that the Rockets would have beat the Bulls, and Jordan was gone. And Jordan should be an 8-time champion." And he was listing me all the reasons. He said he loved the Rockets and he loved the dream, but Jordan was the most special thing ever on earth. And he said that nigga Pippen, and he also told me to stop disrespecting Scottie Pippen, Russ. He told me to stop disrespecting Scottie Pippen.
We'll have to get him on. I also got my shout out to the Meat Man, Paul's Kobe Mayberry. He's actually from where I'm from. He covers the. I'm sorry, Kobe, but I had to hit the Meat Man one time. But try Mayberry Meats. Mayberry Meats. My bad if I messed up your last name. Mayberry Meats. But try his meats. But he covers the Cowboys. Doesn't cover them, but he does a lot of information. He should come on and talk to us in some time. Hopefully we can get him on next week before week 1. Or actually, Kobe, I'm probably going to wait and get you on after things have seasoned up a little bit because I like you when you've had a chance to watch some games. Other than that, though, sorry, Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck is gone. I hope that the Cowboys pay Zeke. We already know we talked about that last week. We've talked about that ad nauseum. Get that man his money or, move on. Same thing with Clowney. Get that man his money or move on. Other than that, we've done picks. Y'all got anything else that y'all like to add before we end this illustrious podcast that we're doing?
50, change the power song back, bro. Put it back, man. 50. Come
I wasn't
on,
gonna say nothing, but I was looking like Ike. What that nigga like that nigga Lawrence Fishburne?
Hey, who is
when
this?
I heard that, what the fuck?
50, change it back. 50.
I was like, this is not the right fucking song. And all those listening, please tell us in the past 6 months every album that you have heard that is better than the Young Thug album. Please, for context, we need that. Other than that, this is Sports Plug. Sean, tell them what we got to say on the way out.
Hit the subscribe button.
And the little bell.
Ding.
Peace. Guys. Much love. Thanks for watching. Let me get stop. Bro. All right, well, I'm in the call. That's my shit. Oh, great.